The recording has been started. Let me share a screen. So this is the PDF we were following throughout the course, and if I go there, we have gone up to not this one. We have come oops concepts. Where are we? Yes, this part. Abstract class, interfaces. Interfaces we have not seen, right? So today we will go with the interfaces concepts. Abstract class we have seen interfaces, I believe. Hello?
Yes, sir. We have finished. Interface, abstract, this we've done.
Understand. So that part is already done. Polymorphism we have to do.
Not done. Yeah.
So we were talking about the concepts of Java pillars. So one pillar is polymorphism as well. So when we talk about polymorphism, so polymorphism is some Greek words which says that one object changing the forms every time. So that is called like poly. So multi forms it is taking. So that's why it is called polymorphism. So basically when we talk about polymorphism, so it's applied with constructors and methods only. So when we talk about constructor, it means like constructor overloading. Okay. And when we talk about methods, so we have method overloading and method overriding. So overriding concepts we will see, but overloading concepts somehow you have already seen. So which I will show you some ready-made examples and some other methods which we will go through. So let me go through some. First is constructor concept. So overloading and overriding. So when we talk about overloading, means it is inside the same class and there is no such lot of restriction for that. Only one restriction is that method name should be same and return type can be same, can be different, access modifier can be same, can be different, a static method, final method, whatever the method, there is no restriction for that. Anything you can overload. Only thing is that the argument should be different for, means like if we have made more than one method, so every method argument should be different to like how your compiler will differentiate which one you want to call. So that's why it is saying that you can have the same method name, same constructor name, but the argument inside that should be different every time. So then it will consider it as a either constructor overloading or method overloading. Overriding I will take it later. And this is called compile time. This is also called static. Okay. So let me show with some examples. You know we have constructors. A, B, C, D, E, F, constructor, C, O, N, M, N. You can see we have constructors. Where it is? It's not that example which I am looking for. Collections, comparable constructors demo. This is the constructor one. So I will take this. Let me first refactor it. So basically when we do refactoring now, so what does the benefit of refactoring? So references anywhere if you have used in the project, that will be automatically updated. Means you don't need to go manually and update it. So that's the beauty of refactoring. So I'm coming here, you can say somewhere maybe I can have constructor overloading. So constructor overloading concept is this one. So what it is saying here, let me show you the show view outline. You can see here what I have in this class. So I can have a look over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 constructors I have in this class, and all the constructors having different parameters. You can see here this is having default, means no parameter. This is having one char, this is having char and int, this is having same class type object it is holding. This is int and char. So different, this was char and int, this was int and char. So there are different things. If I click there, it will be highlighted. You see here, this one is this one is this one, this one is this one, this one is this one. So this is one example of constructor overloading. So basically I will show you the implementation as well, but let me first show you how to design it. So I have two variables over here in my class. I have designed one class, I have two variables, and inside that I have multiple constructors. So one is like default one, this is integer one, this is what you call just character one, this is integer and character, this is character and integer, and this is integer, character and string, and this is copy constructor. So everywhere it's different things. Let me show you more. If I have, I can show you. This is also constructors overloading example. This is just basic one, int x y, int y, default one. So this is one example of. So now you can see that I have this constructors overloading and I have implementation part. So let me show you side by side so that you will understand which one is called when. So I have designed all the constructor, but how to use it? So for using, you know, how I have to create one main method, and inside that I will be try to call it. So you see here, first one I am calling this one constructor overloading demo. So class name you can see here, I'm passing integer, character and string. So if I click it, control and click, which you already know, you come this side and do a control click and see which one it is highlighting. So it is highlighting this one. You can see integer, character and string. So it is matching. Okay. So when I will call this, which one will be called? So if I selecting this one, control and click, so it is highlighting this one. It means it is saying that when you will execute this line of code, this code will be executed. This is single character one. So let me go and it is single character one, it is invoking. This is copy constructor. You can see here copy constructor it is calling. Okay, this is integer one only, it is integer one calling. This is integer and character only, integer and character. This is character and integer, character and integer, and this is again copy constructor I am calling. So copy constructor I am calling two times, and this is just to show you the demo. The other things it's not important, so I will comment it out. You can see here how to use the constructor. I'm just like having the demo of design part and implementation part. So both are done, and if I run here, I'm getting the invoked constructor, which one it is invoking first. So default constructor, it is invoking first one. You go and match that what I try to call integer, character and string. Integer, char and string one, then no argument. So it is saying that no argument. Let me drag it here. Then no argument was called, then character was called, Then copy constructor was called. So this is copy constructor. This is integer one. So integer one was called. Then integer and character. Int and char was called. This is char and int. So this is char and int was called. I think there is some need to be updated. This is not coming as a proper one. So you can see here this is working accordingly. This one is calling like this. So you can see everyone. The last one is copy constructor called. So this is printed over here. So in this way it is executing. So design part and implementation part. So for constructor it's very easy to understand, but we do the same thing on the method level. So something we have to follow additional rules. More things I will tell you about constructors. You can change this one because this is access modifier. So you can have any access modifier, no problem for that. Okay, you can have public, private, protected, up to you which one you want to define. So there is no rule for that. The only rule says that this should be different for each of them. This is about constructor overloading. Now I'm going to the method overloading, but before going to the method overloading, let me know anyone is still having any doubt about constructor overloading.
Yes, sir.
Yes, can ask. What is your doubt?
I said clear, sir.
Means don't have any doubt?
Correct. No doubt.
Good. Actually, it was very easy. I think we have already discussed in the past when we were talking about constructor. Just a recap that how to design it. Now we have method overloading and method overriding. So first I will go with the overloading concepts and then I will go to the overriding concepts. You can see a method overloading. So for method overloading, there is no need of parent-child relationship. It's optional part. Just I am repeating it. There is no need of parent-child relationship. That is optional, but you can have it. It can have a parent-child relationship, or you can design it in the same class. It's up to you. So when I'm going to the method overloading, you can see here I have one class called class name is method overloading demo, and if you go there window show view outline, you can see here I have so many methods overloaded. But before going to this, I will show you one more important part which you should know, must know. This is a system class. Open it and then you go there system.out.print. We have already that method. I think it's not there, but I'll show you. Let me go to the println. Not in the system class, it is in the print stream class. So if I going to the print stream class, you can see here print stream class is there. Okay, so what it is doing, so many methods are overloaded. Print method can see here, format method you can see, these are the constructors, so no need to worry about. You can see here format method is overloaded method. One is print method. So print method is like more overloaded. It accepts boolean, it accepts character, it accepts character array, double, print, float, integer, object, string, long, string and object, local is for time formatting kind of thing, string and object, and then after that this is printf, sorry, not print, this is printf. So for print with formatting, if you want, you can use printf, but we are not using it that much. So println is also there. You can see same like print, we have println. So these all are overloaded methods. If you go there and check that what is the code written, you can check different codes you will find. Can see here. So same go with the println. You will see if you pass character. so it is just printing it. If you print, so whenever you are having println, so new line will be there. So new line, what it does, normally it will print something and put your cursor in the new line. So that is the beauty of println. So that's why it is always ready for the new line things. But for print we don't have that method. You see, just we are using this logic. Println is having just print and this. So it is actually calling for sprint method. So write was already written there, so that is coming. Then after that it is using new line. So this is the working logic. In this way it is like lot of methods is overloaded. So I will come here and I try to use the same concept. I try to overload the method. So overloading the method, name of the method should be same. The first rule is that return time can be same, can be different. It's up to you. That's if you are designing it. So there is no mandatory rule. You can have same or different. The argument must be different. Like it is no, so it is only one. If it is integer x, so only integer and one argument, there will be only one. So this is char x, boolean x, float x, string x. So everywhere we have different arguments, and like copy constructor we have, so same like we can write here copy of objects method or printing of objects method. It's up to you how you want to design it. So logic is almost up to you how you want to write it. So I have designed it and implemented it here. So how I have implemented it, you see your main method, I have kept it here. But if you want to have a different implementation, I can write it. It's okay with me. Let me copy this and paste it. So I have different class and different class. So in this class, I will not put this methods. It will have only what you call that method. This is design part, and in there I don't have this main method because I just try to separate the things. That's it. Let me put side by side so that I can make you understand very well. You can see this is the main class where I have put the design part, and this is another class where I have tried to implement. But it's up to you how you want to keep. You can have both of the same in the same class. So I'm getting a error. Why? Because the name of class is this one, and because I renamed it, so it's got renamed. You can see that error is now gone. So I try to invoke every method. So this was something float one. If I go and click one, you can see it is highlighting the float one. This is double one. If I'm clicking here, control and click, it is the double one. It is the integer one. Then after that I have some trying to change the value, that is okay. Again I'm passing like object. So what I'm doing here, I'm passing the object and trying to show. So basically it will just call this method which is holding the object data type. Then it is a string one, you can see here, and this is character one. This is default one, and this is boolean one. So you can see here like this I'm using. This part I will take later. So let me comment this part and just focus on this part, whatever we have tried to implement. If I run this, you see whatever the message I have written, that should be coming. Value of float, value of double, value of integer, method overloading demo, object, value of a string, value of integer, value no parameter method, value of boolean. So everything it is coming accordingly, so no worries, it's working fine. Now I am showing this part, what is happening here. So normally what you used to do, you used to create object and then object reference, then method you are calling. The purpose is that if you want to use one object so many times, so you can create the reference and then after reference dot method name you can call. But if you want to play with anonymous objects you can create and after that you put the dot and then you can call any method. So this is called anonymous object. So what does it mean? After what this line number 18, this object will be present in the memory but you cannot use it. It can be used only one time. So if you want to use like that, see this was two lines things. First you create the object, then you object dot method is calling so many times. So it means this object was called so many times. But here after line number 18, this object what you have created is in the memory, but since you don't have the calling name, you cannot call it. So that is called anonymous object in Java. So this is also allowed. By this way also you can call it. This is just for demo, but normally people are very lessly using this concept. You can see here the so one I called, so its message is coming no parameter method, and the double one is called, so it is saying the value of double, like this it is called. So it's okay. Anyone has any doubt? Method overloading, some rules additional I will tell you. This name should be same, arguments should be different, this can be same, can be different, up to you. This can be same, can be different, up to you. So there is no rule for that. So you can have it. Look, so if I turn the outline view, you can have something. This is the private method, the red color things. This is the default method. You can see I didn't put any keyword, so it become default. This is the protected one because this is yellow color diamond shape. So this is the protected one, and this all green one is public. So this is additional information for you. So there are some rules which you have to follow, and parent-child relationship is not mandatory. So it means like you can have some methods here and some methods in the child class. So I will tell you like how you can design parent-child relationship. You know about inheritance, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me go
Yes,
there.
Rajiv.
So this is something child one. So what I will do here, we have this one as a parent and this one is a child, right? So in the child, let me open parent and child. This one is the parent one and this one is the child. So what I will do, couple of things. First I will create the relationship, and in the, let me hold it up to private and rest of the things I will put there. You can see I have three methods here, and three methods I will remove from here. Okay, but I have to create a relationship. So relationship, how to create it? Via extends keyword, and then this will become the parent of this. So this concept also called method overloading. Even it has a parent-child relationship, but the method argument is different. Can see here, method argument is different. And in the implementation part, you have to take care of something which I have to update again. So this is something implementation part, right? So what we have to do, you always create the object of child, not the parent. So now this is the child one. You go there in the implementation part. So this is something implementation. I will create the object of child. So once you create the object of child, there will be no confusion, no errors, everything will be sorted out. You see here all the compilation error is gone. So this is the concept you have to remember. This is the example of method overloading. So which you should know. Even the method is in the parent is different and in the child is different. Name is same, but the method is different. So how it is different means what do you call it? Parameters are different. So that's why it is a parent-child relationship, but it is considered as method overloading, not overriding. Overriding I will tell you how. And the most important thing, when you will put this object, you will see all the methods obj dot, because you have created the object of child 1, you can see all the show methods will be shown here. Only the private will not become. Anyone has any doubt here about method overloading?
No, sir.
Easy.
Yeah.
This is something next level, means you are basic familiar with the method overloading concepts. Then this is something like one more level, means you can design parent child, and you can say this is also an example of method overloading. So you can see here. So I have couple of classes for method overloading and method overriding concepts with single class and parent child relationship as well. So both examples we have already seen. So good to go. Now the next concept is method overriding. So overriding, yeah, and one more thing, overloading and overriding only applies for methods and constructor, no variables part. Okay. And one more thing I like to show you, because we didn't touch that part, method overloading. So I come to this. You can make it a static. There is no problem. A static. So this is also example of what you call overloading. You can make it final as well. So there is no restriction. So final method, a static method can be overloaded. This is a special case. So why I am highlighting this? Because I will show you this case when we will discuss method overriding. The static methods, final method, private method can be overloaded but cannot be overridden. So just remember thing, static, final and private. Three methods are there, which those methods can be overloaded but cannot be overridden. Okay. So this is concept in Java. You can use this concept. So I put this keyword because I just flashed something in my mind that this is a rule in Java. So this is all about overloading concepts. Now I'm going to overriding concepts. So it's in the overriding concepts, it is mandatory to have parent-child relationship. So either parent can be interface, it can be a class. Anything is possible. It can be abstract class as well. So parent can be class, parent can be interface, and in the child class, abstract method can be overridden and non-abstract can also be overridden. Just remember things. Either the method is from the parent is abstract or non-abstract. In the child class, you can override it. So what does you mean by overriding? So method, name, argument type, everything should be same. The signature should be same. That is called method overriding. So we'll see with some example, then you will really understand. I have a parent class, I have a child class. Now you see how I have designed it. In parent class, what are the things are there? You just focus on this first. So this is a normal method one. Yes. It is just in the parent class. It is nothing related with the child class. And this is the common method. Common method means this method is present here as well. This method is present here as well in the child class. Okay. And this is method 3. So you can see here method 3 is here as well. Method 3 is here as well. So this is example of method overloading, not overriding. I will put the comment so that you will understand more. So how you will understand this is overloading and overriding. So you can see here the type. If it is different types, so it will become overloading concepts. If it is the same, then it will become overriding concepts. Method name and the signature is same, then it will become overriding concepts. So this is for method overriding, and this is something a special case which I will discuss later. So let me comment this part. As of now, this is next level for you, and this is something next level for you, which I will discuss after one level. Okay, so let's go level by level. So this is something design part. Okay, so design part is completed. Then coming to the implementation part, how you will understand the method is overridden. So what does it mean, and what are the rules for that? So rules is say that if you are going to override one method, so first you check the argument. It should be different. It must be different. Sorry, it should be same. It's like if it is no argument, it should be no argument. If it is one argument, so in the child also it should have one argument. It should be ditto same, this part and this part. If it is blank here, then in the child also blank. The method name should be same. So these are the two common things. Return type, if we talk about return type, mostly it is same, but there is a special case in Java which I will discuss. So normally you will say in normal conditions it should be same, and this can be same or can be different. So can be same, can be different means if it is public you cannot change it. So upgradation is allowed but degradation is not allowed. So if it is a default one, so you can make it a public one, that is allowed. But if it is a public, you cannot degrade it. If it is protected, you can make it a public. If it is public, you can make public. If it is protected, you can keep protected. If it is default, you can make default. So either it should be same or upgradation. So upgradation is like number one is private, then second number is upgradation is default, then third upgradation is protected, and fourth upgradation level is public. So if you can put public, so there is no confusion. It's just you can put public. Other things is that you can have a different implementation. You can write different code here, you can write different code here, no problem. Okay, I just line number 12, you can ignore this part, I will come to this later. Now I'm coming to the implementation part. Okay, and you see what are the some interesting facts about this. So now I have a main method. Can see here. Normally it is said that you create the object of the child class, not the object of the parent class, and try to access the things which is allowed. So let me comment this part, which I want to show you first. You see here my parent class name is parent class A, child class B. So naming conventions I have given not to have any confusion, and the rule says that just create the object of the child, and after creating the object with the object reference you can see that what are the things allowed for you. So let me show you. Obj dot j dot. So can see here it is saying that child class method. So that method is coming from the child class. Common method. So common method is coming from the child class. Can see here. Equals you can ignore because it is coming from the object. This also ignore. This is coming from the parent class. Method 1. So I told you that method 1 is just for parent class thing. So it is accessible here. No problem. But method 3 is coming from the child class. So you know method 3 is like overloaded method. So you will see the 2 times it is coming. Why it is 2 times coming? But because it is overloaded methods, not the overridden method. So method 3, this one, and method 3 with one argument, both are displayed. One is coming from the parent class, one is coming from the child class. You can see. So this is allowed. So with the child class reference, you will access everything, and rest of the things are coming from the object, so you can ignore that. So this is just for your information. So it's allowed in Java. But if you want to run this one by one, you can check what are the things. So I'm just running the overridden method. If I'm running it, because I am having the object of the child, I'm running it. So you can see here which one it is called. It is saying that common method of the child class. So this is the method present in both of the classes as a common method. So let me comment this. Now I'm commenting this part as well. I'm creating object of parent and reference of parent. If I do like this, and if I call this one obj1 and then put a dot, then you see what are the things coming. Nothing is coming from the child class because you created the reference of the parent class and object of the parent class. So if you have the parent class thing, so you will only access the parent class, right? So nothing is coming from the child class. So that is well understood. And if I want to access the method of the parent class, like common method, so I can use like that. You can see if I am running this code, so this will simply call the method from the parent class. The method is same, overridden method, but it is coming from the parent class. So this concept also you understand. But now I'm giving you more one confusing concept which you should be careful while understanding. Just be focused here. You know, in Java it is allowed to write like this: reference of the parent class and object of the child class. So if we have something like that and you write like that and just put a dot, you see something is coming all from parent class, nothing from the child class. Even the common method, it is pointing to the parent class. So this is a big confusion. So there comes the compile time and runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism you have already seen. Now I am focusing on runtime polymorphism. Okay, so in the runtime polymorphism, I am seeing that the method is coming from the parent class. I'm just talking about the common method, the overridden method. So that's the beauty of Java. So when you are overriding method, so at the time of programming, it will show you that it is coming from the parent class. So which I have already written here, line number 19. But if I execute it, then the most interesting things you will come to know. Right click, run as. I'm expecting it is from the parent class, but actually it is executing from the child class. So reason behind it that the object is created of the child class. So our hidden method will be running from the child class only. So if you have something parent-child relationship, you have a reference of parent class. So you can access the overridden method of the child class only if you have created the object of the child class. No other methods from the child class are accessible. Just remember things. Because you see here in the child class, we have one method, this method. If you try to access this method, you cannot access. Because in the dot, when I put dot and put this, that method was not visible. So if that is not visible, it will never be able to use it. Okay. But this method, which was same in both of the classes as a common method, so this is called overridden method. So overridden method of the child class is accessible by the reference of parent class. I repeat this line because this you have to understand. Only overridden method of the child class is available with the reference of parent class. No other methods from the child class are allowed to be accessed like this. I hope it is clear to you, right? So,
Yes, sir.
so there is a question that if I want to access the things from the child class, then how you will access it? So you can see here this line of code. This is something very interesting and you should know. Consider that I want to access this child class method. This method is only present in child class. This method is only present in the child class. This is the common method, so just ignore the common method. I can directly access, no problem. But my intention is to access the child class method, either method 3 or method child class method. So how I am able to access it? So there is a way of typecasting in Java. If you typecast the same object, then you can access it. So let me first write it, then I will explain you what is the typecasting logic. You just focus on line number 20. I am going to write again and you have to see how I am going to write it. So the reference is this one. This reference is a parent class. You put the reference over here. You put a bracket this side and this side. First, the rule is this. Okay. Second, it's saying that put another bracket, one outside, then inside. Okay, like this. And after that, the typecast class. But the rule of typecasting is says that you can typecast only if there is some relationship like parent-child relationship. So now you have something typecasted. This you have typecasted, explicitly typecasted that no, I want to use the objects of the child class with the reference of parent class. Normal condition it is not allowed, but while typecasting you can access it. So since we have typecasted, after typecasting, so after the two brackets closing, we just put a dot. Even you are getting compilation, you don't worry. If you put a dot and see that what is happening here, it should show the members. I think something it is missing here, that's why it is not coming. Let me put one more bracket. Right side I put and left side I didn't put, right? Two bracket, here I have not put this one, that's why it is showing error, and there it should be only one, correct. So syntax wise like this, then I put a dot and then you see it is showing everything. Okay, so I put here wrongly, means it should be like this, you format, you see here. So right side closing one and inside closing it should be inside the bracket. So syntax wise if you put here like this, then you can access all the child class members. So I have the child class members, the method name is child class method. You can see it is now showing here. So if I write like this, I will be able to access. So both of the place is not needed, so I will just delete one part, then just for your understanding. This was one method and another method was method 3. So that also I try to access.
So this typecasted object will not behave like the temp object. I can use it as many times as I want.
No, every time you want to use it as a child class, then you have to typecast it.
Okay, so it is like the temp.
Temporary typecasting you say. Can,
Yes,
yeah, can
it
say
is
like.
like. Okay, okay, sir.
Then common, sorry, method. So method 3 it is coming, you can see all the methods, but basically I want to use it from the child class method. So this is the child class method. Just to show that it's allowed, but it's not in the normal condition, it's with a special case that is called typecasting. So what I am doing here, I am typecasting this object of parent class explicitly, but the rule of typecasting is that there should be some relationship. So you can only typecast this one. No other things can be typecast, like either you can typecast this or either you can typecast this. You cannot go and typecast like a string and other things. Why? Because that is nothing, there is no relationship between this and this. So there should be some relationship, then you can go for typecasting. Okay, so now I have tried to access, then I will trying to run it. So normal condition, it's not allowed, but a special case, it is allowed. Everything is coming from the child class. Not getting compilation error and not getting this kind of things. So it's okay. Now I'm coming to more concept that is called covariant return type. For covariant return type, let me show you explain part, then I will show you the covariant return type. So in Java 1.85, not 1.8, Java 1.5, they have added one feature called covariant return type. So what does it mean? Covariant return type means in the parent class and in the child class, if method signature is same, its name, everything it is same, so you can change the return type as covariant return type. Okay, so this is called covariant return type demo. Basically, it's a concept of method overriding, but method overriding says that you should have same return type. But there is a special case, this is called covariant return type. So covariant return type means if two classes have parent child relationship, okay, or the return type also, like you can have the same class name or the child class. Like you can consider that we have object class, we have a string class. So you already know every class in Java is having a parent class. So in the parent class, if you have object, so in child class either you can have object return type or any subsequent child classes of Java you can put as a return type. So that is considered as co-return type. So it means either it can be same or there should be some relationship. The return type should be the relationship. You can have the same, you can have the child of that, but parent is not allowed. So it means in the parent method you cannot go and write like class B, and in the child you cannot go and write like class A. So parent is not allowed in the child. Sorry, in the child class you can have either same or the descendants, means parent is not allowed. Whatever you have defined in the parent, so parent you cannot put, before this you cannot put, means this is allowed, this is also okay, you can put it same, but if it is having one more parent, so that you cannot put it. It can be now the multi-level hierarchy or multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance you have designed. So somewhere you have used say that class B. So here you cannot use class A as a return type. Either you can use class B or class C, that is allowed. So that I mean to understand means like if you can have same or subsequent, the child level can be allowed, but the parents level in the method overriding case it's not allowed. You see here I'm not getting any compilation error, and that is called covariant return type demo. So this concept in Java is called covariant return type. So in parent class I have just a parent, and since both classes having parent child relationship, so either I can put this one or either I can put the child of this one, and you already know that. Let me show you that part. You can see I'm not getting any compilation error, because in Java parent class reference and child class object is allowed. So that's why it's allowed here. Even I put here child class thing, so that is okay. But if I put here a string something, you see it is allowed or not. I'm getting a compilation error. So if there is no relationship between two classes, you cannot use it as a covariant return type. Even I put an object, I'm getting a compilation error because this is also not allowed. Understand? If I have something parent child relationship, then this is allowed. Or best example is that in parent class you just use parent class reference, and in the child class you can use child class reference. So this is the covariant return type, and I'm going to the implementation part. I have something covariant return type demo. So it normal case it will behave like that shape. how we are using the overriding methods, it will behave like same. Other there should be no confusion. This is the rule of covariant return type. You should know that what is the basically covariant return type. So it is showing that covariant return type from the child being. So normally it will call the overridden method. So it is basically used in the concept of method overriding, and when it is a method overriding concept you have designing, so that time you can design the covariant type of method, and implementation you can just call it. So I still have 5 minutes, so I will show you one more concept. The concept says that if you have a reference of parent class, okay, or if you have a if you have a reference of parent class and you want to access the overridden method of the parent class, so there are two ways. One way is go there in the child class, you call this super dot common method, and just I'm commenting this code. So you can see here super dot common method. If I'm going there and executing this one, so now every code it will come from the parent class, common method from the parent class. So this is one way. You understand this, right? You go there in the child class, you add this code. So basically if your code is there, you can also execute your code. So both of the method will be called. First it will invoke the parent class method, and then it will invoke the child class method. So both of the codes will be executed. So if you are interested, so you can use like that super dot. So via super keyword you can access the parent class members, immediate parent class members. So if I am executing that, you see both of the codes will be executed. Common methods from the parent class, common method of the child class. Same with overriding concepts. It will, but here I have not written the code from the parent, so it's okay. So it is clear to you, then good. Second way is that
only overridden methods will execute, sir.
you have the reference of parent class, right, and object of the child class. So that is called a confusion thing. So in that case, if you want to use the parent class thing, so you can use super. You can use it anywhere. It's up to you. But other methods are directly accessible. So why should you go and do that, right? You see here, this is a common method. So what I added this line of code here is super dot common method. So from super class common method I am calling. So when your code will execute this one, right? You already know. So once it will come here to execute, you added this method, and this method will call the code from the parent class. So this is one way. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Just you have to use this one super dot, so that then everything will be clear. Now I have one more example which I want to show you. Let me comment this part. I have created object of the child class and reference of the parent class. So you can see here, if you want to print the class name, so there is a way in Java. First you should know this concept. If you will see here, just put a dot here and you will see a get class method is coming. So get class method, like it will, so it has some other methods, and it is coming from the, like, it is return type is class. It is coming from the object one, but return type is class. So class is another class in Java. If you know, you can go there and check. You see here, there is a class in Java which is present here, java.lang package. So you should know about this. This is already a class in Java. Class is a class in Java which has something, but rarely we are using. Basically, it is helping in like getting the class name and some methods name, all such things. It will help you. If you are more interested, you can go and show you. So a lot of things you can go and check. It's up to you. You want to check, you want to use need basis, you can go and check. So basically we are using sometimes for printing name, methods, all such things, how many method class has. So those informations which we want, we can use this class, and it is present from JDK 1.0. So this is just for your understanding. You come here. So I'm using obj1.get class. So this is already a method with every object, but we are rarely using it. And after that, when you put a dot, we have some methods with this class. So we have get simple name, like lot of get methods are there. You just see here, get canonical name, get simple name, get name type name, get modifiers. So a lot of informations are there, get methods are there. So you can use it, anyone, up to you how you want to use it. So I'm using this get simple name. So what it will do, it will just print the name of this class. Okay, so it has a object of class B, so it will print the same, like, since it is holding the object of class B, so it will print the what you call class B name. And if you want to get the parent class name, so you have the same method, and we have this get super class. With get super class, that get simple name, it will print the name of the parent class. So let me execute this and I will show you something. So what I'm getting here, current class name is this, parent class name is this, and somewhere it is covariant return type is still on. So it is coming. Let me comment this part. Just be focused here. Only two things I want to highlight. So I'm getting the current class name as, what was the code written? You can see here, first it is printing the current class name. So current class name means based on the current object, it is printing class P. Then it is printing the name of superclass. So superclass name means it has a parent-child relationship. So parent-child relationship, you know, which is the parent one. So it is printing the name of the parent class. So in this way you can print. So let me come to the downward section, and we have a way to access the parent class methods. Even our hidden methods also you can access. So this is something not related to polymorphism, but it is something, a way I want to show you. It is available, but not simple way. It is with different tricky part, and you should know this. So what I am trying to do here, let me explain this part. So first was mandatory, because if you don't understand this you will not understand what I have tried to write. So same thing I am going there, obj1.get class. You see here, same thing I have written. Then get superclass. Basically my intention is to call the parent class common method with the reference, which normally it was not doing. You remember, not when I was executing this, it was just executing the child class method, overridden method. So I want to execute the parent class overridden method. So there is a way in Java, but normally it is not with polymorphism, but there is a code via that you can access. You can see here, I go to the superclass. When I go to the superclass, I am not printing the name. I am telling that call this method, get method, and I am providing the name of that method. So you know already the name of method is common method. And then I am creating anonymous object. So this is called anonymous class in Java. Okay. So just I am creating a class and then invoke. So this is something code for get method. You have to write it, and then I am writing invoke method. So invoke method, again I am trying to invoke that particular method whatever you have created here. So same again code I have writing here, obj1.get class, then get superclass, and now new instance. So new instance is like creating a new object of that class with this line of code. Okay, so what it will do, it will call this method of the parent class. Just remember this line of code. Invoke method is basically responsible, get method is to like get the name, everything, and invoke method is to run it. So what it will do, it will execute that method. So here I am just creating the object but not executing that method, but here I am executing that method, because the invoke method itself is to invoke any method. So method name I have already provided here, and invoke method will invoke this method based on the object. So object is coming here, you see here. Now I am running it. You see whether that code is coming from which class. So it is coming from parent class. You can see here. And if you want to run it from the current class, just remove this line of code. It's saying illegal argument. Oh, because of this one. If I am removing here, I have to remove here as well. So let's keep it like that. I just have the intention to show you. It is showing that common method from the parent class here. And if you want to invoke it from the current class, so you remove it from here and you remove it from here as well. If now I run, it should show from the current class. So this is another code, this is not related with polymorphism, but it is allowed here. So let me undo it, because for future I need this code. So I hope it is okay for today. Whatever we have gone through, that's okay. You can just go and try the things whatever you have learned today. Method overloading, method overriding concepts. I know it's a lot of.
Sir, I have one question. What is the need of superclass when we can do it by overriding?
Means you are talking about which line of code? This one which I just showed. See, superclass means you are calling the parent class. So my intention was that I have this, but this one, when I was executing this, it was only calling from the object from the child class. Do you remember this? What I written in line number 15? I created a reference of parent, but the object was of the child. So when I tried to execute it, it was always executing from the child one, not the parent one. You remember?
Yes.
But if I want to call the our hidden method of the parent class, so I showed you two ways. The first way was go and add super dot parent, like whatever the method name. You remember this code just couple of.
Yeah.
So this is one way. Second way is, if you don't want to use in this way, so there is another way. Another way is this bit complex way. You can see here, the first one will call from the child one, but this will call from the parent one. So let me execute it and show you. You see, the first one, this one is executing from the child one, but this one, it's something extra I'm doing, something extra code I'm writing to execute any method from any class. So there is a way in Java, you can have it if you really want it.
Okay, got it.
Okay. But this is something need basis, it is not needed, but you should know these concepts. If someone is asking you whether it is allowed or not, so you can go and tell, yeah, it's allowed.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. So that's all for today. we have gone through the basic concepts of overloading and overriding, and I will see something it is still left, then we will discuss it tomorrow class. Okay, so thanks all for joining today's session. We will meet up tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
So bye, good night. Stop recording.